Welcome to Boot Camp for Mage Knight the board game. In this video we're going to organize the components so it's easy to start games. When you first open Mage Knight you may be overwhelmed with all the components that come with the game, but the first thing that we're going to do is pull out the hero cards. Now each hero has its card, and the hero cards are easy to notice because of the back of the card. Now each hero has their special symbol, so Norris has this particular symbol, and the different heroes have different symbols, and associated with them are a bunch of tokens. So here we have shield tokens, we have skill tokens, and if you look at the skill tokens, they have certain skills on the side and then the special symbol on the back. Then there are command tokens. Again, they have the shield symbol. And then they have levels, so we can call these level tokens. And you can see armor on the left and the number of draw cards on the right, which can be described later. You have a turn order token. And this card here just describes the skills, so it's kind of associated with the skill tokens. Not only are there these elements associated with the player, but the player also has a set of cards, their basic actions that they call the deed deck. And if you'll notice, look at the top, and you'll see that command, that shield symbol, is in the upper right hand corner of all the basic actions associated with the player. And that's important because the back of the card is the Mage Knight symbol, and there are many other cards that have that same symbol, and they're not basic. They're advanced actions, spells, artifacts, and different things. So let's go ahead and first, for each of the different heroes, separate out and find their basic action cards that have that symbol in the upper right corner, and all the different tokens and cards, and bring them together. And then you can organize them however you want. I put them in a baggie with a name on it and keep all of those elements associated with each hero together. Now that we've already started talking about the cards with the Mage Knight background, let's go ahead and separate out all the other cards associated with that. So the first ones to look at is the wound cards. So those are very easy to identify. They all have that same look to them. So you can separate out those. Then in addition are the spell cards. Those are also easy to identify because they have the top and the bottom section. So it's very easy to identify there. Then you have artifact cards. So the artifact cards are fairly easy to notice in the sense that they have a top and a bottom, but different shades of color. So those are the artifact cards. And then the ones that are a little bit harder to recognize, that's why you separate out those others first, is the advanced action cards. And they look very similar to the basic action cards that each hero has, but you'll notice up in here they have no symbol in the upper right corner, and the border around it is a gold color. So those are the four different types of cards: wound cards, spell cards, artifact, and advanced action cards. So go ahead and separate those out. The remaining cards are pretty easy to separate because of the difference in their backings. These unit cards, there's regular units that have a silver kind of color, elite units that have a goldish color. Then there's the day tactics, the night tactics, city cards. Then there's site description cards. And at the end there's an achievement scoring card that is used to show how you win. For myself, I found that it's really only the player components that need to be a little bit separate, and I put them in separate baggies. The other cards, you can just keep them in their categories, so it's easy to find them, and stick them here. Or if you have that baggie, you can just fold it in half, and it fits nicely. I've removed that center section, and so I keep those components there. In addition, underneath the hero tray, there's a place that you can put the other components if you prefer to do that as well, but it fits pretty nicely. The next set of items that you might want to separate out are the enemy and ruin tokens. So there are 6 types of enemy tokens that are all round, and hexagonal shaped ruin tokens. Again, you might want to put them in separate bags so that they're easy to keep together. The next set of items that you probably want to keep in a separate bag or component is the mana. So you've got both mana crystals and mana dice. Tiles don't need to be organized in any special way. They have their own compartment in the box. But you might want to be aware of the different types of tiles. There's some tiles that have a brown side back. Those are the core tiles. There's a set of green ones that are the countryside tiles. And there's the starting tile that is a double-sided tile. It doesn't have a special back. And in the tiles, they all have a number or letter near the bottom. So the starting tile has an A and a B. The other tiles have numbers. And also with respect to the country tiles, the core tiles, there are core tiles that there are a total of 8. 4 of them have cities. Looks like a castle here. Now notice this over here. This is a monastery. That's not a city. There is one of the core tiles that has a monastery in the middle. That is not a city tile. So there are 4 tiles, core tiles that are non-city tiles, and there are 4 core tiles that are city tiles. The remaining elements need no special organization. You have your fame and reputation board here, your day-night board, and you've got your cities. There are 4 cities, and of course, don't forget your rule book and the game walkthrough. And that's it for the Organizing Your Components boot camp for Mage Knight. To find out more about how to play Mage Knight, some walkthroughs and no instructions needed, just click on all of the different links to find what you're interested in. Enjoy your game.